All right, we're going to take a look at the drama here. Just two people. First one's Tennessee Williams. Tumultuous personal history played out in his work, like we've seen in some of the other playwrights. His name Tennessee was given to him because of his southern drawl. He's from Mississippi. So the Glass Menagerie is a semi-autobiographical work about Tom's remembrance of his mother, Amanda, and mentally unstable sister who's fascinated with a collection of glass animals. That's connected with the name there, the Glass Menagerie. Laura, and how he tries to set Amanda up with a suitor for marriage, but eventually leaves home to never return. Tom leaves eventually to never return. So that's an interesting work there to look at in greater depth. His greater work is A Streetcar Named Desire, which was also made into a movie with Marlon Brando and Vivian Leigh. And you can see here, once again, as we've seen in some of the other works, it's a criticism of the American dream. And to take a quick look at that, it's an interchange between Blanche, who moves to New Orleans to make it, her sister Stella, and Stella's husband Stanley. It's full of lies, suffering, and dislike. Stanley rapes Blanche. People don't believe her accusation, and she's institutionalized in the end because of a mental breakdown. So this is, very widely played out in many countries, many languages, still in the theater, and the movie does a great job of doing that also. Arthur Miller, our second playwright here that we're going to look at. All of My Sons is the story of a business father during World War II that was adapted to radio, television, and film. I remember watching that when I was younger. Here's a portrait of him on a stamp. The Crucible, once again flashing back to the Salem witch trials, but uses that as a parallel, which mirrored his own experience before the House Un-American Activities Commission, the accusations against his own political viewpoints. So we put it up there that he's on trial like the women were in Salem. It's a great comparison. So his most known work here is Death of a Salesman, winner of the Pulitzer Prize, another work of the time that questions the American dream. So Willie Loman, returning from a business trip, finds himself surrounded by his family. Series of flashback, real-time daydreaming, this and that, how hard life is now compared to how it was in the past. The thoughts become more intense and drive him from his family and eventually to his own demise. A very quick run-up of all this. I'd like to remind you, please, to read the supplementary reading, like I said at the beginning of this section on contemporary writers. That's there's so many writers that are not included in here that may show up on the CLEP exam. So please, especially for this section, do some extra research and to complement what we've done here.